In this video, we are going to learn what slope is and how to calculate slope when 2 points are given. The slope is the measure of steepness of a line. It represents the ratio of the rise, which is the vertical distance between 2 points. Let's say I have 2 points on this line, and how far apart are they? How many units apart are they from top to bottom? And then the run is the horizontal distance, which is the distance left to right. How many units apart are those 2 points? So the rise over run represents the slope. Now, if these 2 points were, let's say this point was x1 and x1 and y1, and that other point that I pointed there, it's x2, y2, all right? The slope would be the difference of those two y's, y2 and y1, over the difference of the x's. All right, we'll look at specific examples to understand it better. So the slope is the change in the y values over the change in x values. And the formula to calculate the slope when 2 points are given is y minus y1 over x2, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, let's find the slope when 2 points are given. Every time you have 2 points, try to label them because it does not let you make mistakes. So if this is point 1 and this is point 2, I'm going to label that as x1 and this as y1. And this -2 is x2, and this 1 here is y2. The reason for doing this is because it doesn't let me mix the order of numbers when I apply the formula. So the formula is up here. To find the slope, I take that y2, which is 1. The slope is represented by lowercase m. I take that 1 and subtract this -3. Let me change the color so you can see it better here. So y2 minus y1. So that would mean 1 minus -3. Be careful with the signs. Over, take a look at the formula. Now we have to work with the x's. -2 minus +4, so -4. All right? 1 minus -3 is +4. -2 minus 4 is -6. You can leave this as a fraction because it's much better for the slope to see it as a fraction, as a rise over run. But it has to be in the simplest form. So it's -2/3. So what this means is the y's, the 2 points are vertically 2 units away from each other and horizontally 3 units away from each other. All right, let's take a look at this other example. So we are going to label this x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to take this -7 and subtract 2 from it. So the slope will be -7 minus 2 over. Now I'm going to take this -4 minus 3, minus 3. All right, I have -9 over -7. All right, since I have negative over negative divided by negative, that would mean positive. Even though it is an improper fraction, you still leave it like that. You don't turn it into a decimal. You don't turn it into a mixed number. You leave it as an improper fraction. So m equals 9/7 means 9 is the rise and 7 is the run. Means that the 2 points vertically are 9 units apart. Horizontally, they are 7 units apart. That's what it means. All right. Another example. Again, always label it. It keeps you organized and it does not let you make mistakes. x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's start with the slope equals x2 minus y2 minus y1. So I'm going to take this 3 minus negative 3. Be careful with the signs, okay? Over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to take this negative 12, subtract 0. So here's what we have. 3 minus negative 3 is 6. And then negative 12 minus 0 is negative 12. Again, we need to leave it as a fraction, but in the simplest form. So put the negative sign in between where the fraction bar is, and in the simplest form, that would be negative 1/2. Okay? And one more example. Again, x1, y1, x2, y2. And I'm going to apply this formula. All right, so m will be 15 minus 5. 15 minus 5. On the bottom, the x2 is negative 4. So I'm going to start with a negative 4 minus negative 9. Minus negative 9. So we got there 10. And on the bottom, we have positive 5. So 10 over 5 equals 2. The slope is 2. So if you get a whole number, leave it like that. If you get a fraction, leave it as a fraction, but put it in the simplest form. If you get an improper fraction, leave it like that. Just make sure it's in the simplest form. This is it. If you have any questions, please let me know.